Hello friends and nakamas, my name is Gomaron and in today's video we are going to have a deep analysis in sealed product of Romance Dawn, where we make out the differences between the reprint version and the first print version. Now before we talk about the outside of the first print and the reprint boxes, let's talk about the inside of these boxes, or especially what to expect from the pack arrangements and the pulls and so on. So first of all, in a first print box, you will always get 7 different super rares. In a reprint box, however, it is possible to get one super rare multiple times. Another difference is that the manga shanks in the first print version takes up a secret rare slot, whereas a manga shanks in the reprint set takes up an alternate art slot. The rest is actually almost the same, so even in a case, it doesn't matter if first print or reprint, you will get 4 Shanks secret rare, 4 Yamato secret rares, and then you will get 16 alt art cards together. And in addition to the alt arts, you even get the box promotion cards, which are another 12 on top of that. And at least as far as I know, the packs are not mapped, neither in the first print nor in the reprint set. The same goes for display boxes in an entire case, so they are not mapped neither in the first print nor in the reprint set. Now please join me at the table and we will have a look at the outside of the boxes. Alright, so here in front of me I have 2 sealed booster boxes of Romance Dawn. Here on my left side I have a first print box from December 2022, and here on the right side I have a reprint box from the summer of 2023. Now a lot of people probably heard of the one big difference, which is that the reprint boxes have a white bottom instead of the blue bottom of the set color, but this is actually not the only notable difference. You actually don't have to turn the box around to know if the box is a reprint box or not. You can just look at this notch here and you already know it is from the big reprint wave from I think May to July of 2023. Only these boxes have this notch. Furthermore, what we can notice is that the seam of the plastic wrapper around such a sealed box goes around the front side. So when looking at the top of the box, the seam of the plastic goes from this side to the front to the other side. Whereas the seam of the plastic wrapper from a first print box goes, if this is the top side, from here, this side, to the back, around this side. I actually prefer that the seam goes around the front side, such that when you place a booster box with the front side here on the shelf, the top side, which is now the front side, is of course perfectly visible, but also the back side, which is now the top side, has a smooth surface so that you can put like acrylic card holders like these on top of these booster boxes, and there's just no corrugated surface where you have to fear that they might fall from your box. The fourth and last difference between reprint boxes and other boxes is the dimensions. So when we look at a reprint box, I have here my ruler from school times. We can see that a reprint booster box is around 14.5 centimeters in width. Then it is around 11.7 centimeters in depth. And it is around 6.8 centimeters in height. When comparing to a first print box, it is around 13.7 centimeters in width 12.5 centimeters in height. Oh no, in depth, sorry, and 7.2 centimeters in height. And I also calculated the volume of these boxes. So a reprint box has around 1154 cubic centimeters, whereas the first print box has around 1243 cubic centimeters. From a corporate perspective, this makes absolutely sense because you want to be more careful with your resources when producing a product. So they did a smaller package for actually the same amount of cards. Now, as for the mysterious February to March print, where unfortunately I do not own a sealed box of, but what I do have, which came out in the same season, is a box of Paramount War. And we do know that they were produced quite during the same time. So the restock from February, March was produced quite around the same time as the Paramount War booster boxes. And what we can see is that the layout, the box, the dimension, the plastic wrapper, it's all the same. It's really pretty much the same. You have also at the bottom a blue bottom, a brown bottom. So really it's almost the same box. The only difference is this is the second set, this is the first set. So my assumption is that the February print is also the same, at least from the outside, than the first print. I only found one teeny tiny thing that could be a possibility to identify a first print box from a February print box, but it is a very long shot because it could also just be some things that vary between producing waves. And that is that for the seam of the plastic wrapper, for the first print wave, it wraps around the right corner, whereas on a Paramount War box, which is our February March print Romance Dawn analogon, it wraps around the left corner. So if you do own a sealed Romance Dawn booster box where you definitely know it is from the February March print run, please write down in the comments and tell me if this is maybe one possibility to identify the box even when sealed. But I would definitely not count this as proof. So I would say the general rule of thumb is that first print boxes and February print boxes are not distinguishable from the outside and can only be identified when opening these. Now, to make things even worse, there are only 3 cards in this set where you can identify from which print run this box really is. Because if you open a box from the restock print wave, you might just think that you opened the reprint box from the summer. But there are actually 3 cards where you definitely know that you have just opened a February March box, which is in terms of scarcity probably the most rarest one. To know which cards I am talking about, you should definitely check out my other video where I go over every single card in the Romance Dawn set, covering every unique card in terms of their text printing that exists. And I really hope that you learned something today. Now, if you're interested in watching me opening this booster box of Romance Dawn reprint version, you should definitely check out this video. And if you are interested in the recent price development of Romance Dawn single card, you should check out this video. But please be very nice to me, because this is my first video ever recorded and you should watch it in 1.25 speed. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel and I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a good one. Bye bye.